Hey guys, it's Friday the 6th of October and I'm here with your weekly comic reviews. First up for DC we have Batman's White Knight. I've been looking forward to this quite a lot. Sean Murphy, who has done the covers and the writing script on this. I'm quite a big fan of. He's done some Hellblazer stuff as well as some DC Batman Titan stuff as well, I think. His take on this whole story had me very interested from the beginning. A sort of swap of roles between Batman and Joker, the two main characters who play out in this. I mean, it's a very well done comic so far. Like, I realise it's only issue 1, it's not much to go off of, but I quite like the art. It's a bit more stylized, unique than the normal DC art is, which I quite, in a quite good way. The story's very compelling. Like, I realise Joker and Batman stories have been done a lot. I mean, look at right now in the DC universe with Neto, it's all about Batman and Joker. So I realise at the moment we're quite saturated with it. So I can understand why people would be like, oh, another Batman title? Like, really? Is this the time? This one seems genuinely quite good though. This is the problem that, like, I'm like, oh, Batman again, really? Then I read Metal and I'm like, actually I quite enjoyed that. Then I read this and I'm like, actually I quite enjoyed that too. So I mean, they're giving us what we want, and this good Batman stories. So yeah, the ending is a very good twist. I'm thoroughly enjoying it so far. I'm loving the cover of Freeze with Nora. It was probably the most iconic Batman cover I've seen in the past good few years anyway. So yeah, I will continue reading this and I'll continue flying the flag for Batman. Up this week for Marvel, we've got a Punisher comic, The Platoon, done by Garth Ennis, who you probably more likely know from Preacher. But he's also done a few Punisher titles as well, so if you're a fan of the Punisher, you're probably well aware. This comic is not a typical Punisher comic. It goes far more into the early days of Frank when he's a Marine serving in Nam. So if you're wanting a sort of hard-hitting, lots of guns, really sort of gritty Punisher comic, at the moment this isn't it. It's certainly laying the groundwork for it to possibly step up to that level, but at this point it is very much a wartime story with Frank. I've got no doubts that it will eventually, because of how Ennis writes, is going to ramp up eventually. But so far I would say if you're a fan of like wartime stories and you want a bit of Frank along the way, give it a pick up. If you're definitely more into the Punisher for being Punisher and you're not interested in origin stories, I would say maybe stay away from this one. But it's good so far. I'm quite liking it and I will probably pick up the rest of them. And finally for Image this week we have Regression, which is about a guy who has had horrible visions and went to a regressive therapist to go back in his past lives to find out why he's having them. It's definitely a horror psychological thriller style one. It reminded me a lot of Injection, which is also done through Image and is Warren Ellis. That sort of horror mystery, what the hell is going on with this story kind of thing. It hasn't been doing too well in the shop that I'm at, and we're probably going to cut it. I can see kind of why it's a bit mediocre in terms of what it's trying to do. I read other comics like Injection, as I mentioned, that are on my standee that do it much better. That's not to say that it's not a good story or anything. I went back and read the issues before this, and it's on issue 5 at the moment. So I mean, it's still warming up. It could become better, but I would say maybe if you're interested in that kind of thing and you're wanting to expand your horror mystery collection, maybe go for the trade of Regression, because usually the Image trades are quite cheap. Then see if you want to start off with, I'm assuming it'll be 1 to 4 or 5 in the trade, and then if you want to continue, go from there. But I would say definitely it's maybe I'll try and read this, but not high up on your list. But anyway guys, that's it for this week. Keep reading, keep watching, and I'll catch you next time.